Anytime I listen to Oburu Odinga speak, I'm getting more convinced than ever that Oburu Odinga was the right leader to lead ODM party after the demise of Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm seeing a very mature leader, restrained and very patient. A leader who understands well what Raila Odinga stood for and what Raila Odinga wanted for the ODM party. And maybe that wisdom is what might have informed ODM party to have Oburu Odinga as its acting leader. They might have seen that wisdom in him, hence settling on him. After the death of Raila Odinga, some Kenyans felt and thought that Edwin Sifuna was going to be kicked out of ODM party. When Oburu Odinga stood to speak, he rubbished all that, and Edwin Sifuna is still ODM's party secretary general. Some also thought there was going to be a bitter war between Oburu and Babu Owino. Oburu Odinga quickly reached out to Babu Owino, and I saw them holding a meeting. Since that time, Babu has gone silent. What did Babu and Oburu discuss? And then on the issue of ODM-UDA partnership, some Kenyans also thought that Oburu Odinga was going to pull out ODM party out of the broad-based. Oburu rubbished all that and stated clearly, Raila Odinga left ODM in broad-based till 2027. Some also thought that Oburu Odinga was going to allow William Ruto swallow ODM. Oburu stood very firm, insisting ODM must remain as ODM, a distinct political party, a party that will support Ruto till 2027. When 2027 comes, if ODM fails to reach an agreement with Ruto, then ODM can reach out to other political actors to craft a coalition. So I'm seeing a mature, restrained, and very patient party leader in Oburu Odinga. Oburu spoke yesterday, and he had this to say.
If you don't unite, nobody will respect you. You are respected because you are always united, you are one people. And if you don't strengthen, the only goal that Raila left with us, which is the party of ODM, and that is our instrument, that is our boat with which we are going to cross to Canada. If we don't strengthen ODM as a party, if you allow ODM to be swallowed, you are also going to be swallowed in the sea. So we must all strengthen ODM and make it stronger than Raila left it by registering as members and also registering as voters. You must register both as members and also as voters. That is the message which was left. The other message which was left, which is very clear, is that we are in broad-based government until 2027. That it was there, and there is 10-point agenda on which we agreed and signed between Ruto and Raila. The 10 point, one of the first ones to be implemented was the compensation of our youth who were killed during demonstrations. The process has started. It is stuck somewhere in the courts, but I'm asking the courts, please resolve that issue quickly, because families are suffering and they are expecting that money to be paid to them. If the government has refused to pay, that is another matter. We would have been annoyed. But now that it is the courts delaying, courts, please help us so that those people who suffered can get at least some little. It is not you cannot compensate a life. You can only ameliorate it a bit and give some comfort to the families who lost their loved ones. And I'm sure we are going to move from step to step until 2027. If things are implemented as agreed, we shall decide then whether to go into coalition or whether to convince some of you to join us or whether to join coalition with the others. That is a clear position which was left, and if there are any other party members talking different language, that is up to them.
Let's put the remarks into perspective. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Listening to Oburu Odinga, Oburu is saying the unity of the party is foremost. That's exactly what Raila Odinga stood for. As much as ODM party was in the broad-based government, Raila kept insisting on ODM party remaining ODM party. A strong, distinct political party. That's exactly what Oburu is saying. Oburu is also talking about Raila left us in the broad-based till 2027. That's also what Raila Odinga used to speak, that the agreement was till 2027. If 2027 reaches, then they were to talk, they were to negotiate a political deal. That's what Oburu Odinga is also saying. I'm seeing a man who listened carefully and understood well what Raila Odinga stood for. Oburu is also talking about compensation for post-election violence victims and the demonstration victims. That's also something Raila Odinga stood for. And then Oburu Odinga is also talking about possible coalitions with other actors, not necessarily William Samoei Ruto. That's the way to go. ODM party should not appear to be very disparate. If ODM appears disparate, then William Ruto can easily shortchange the party in 2027. We are in the game of politics, and betrayals are something constant in politics. ODM must appear to be having options. That's the only way they can get the best of a deal from William Samoei Ruto. But I'm seeing a party that their first line of negotiations will be with William Samoei Ruto. And if Raila Odinga could have been alive by, let's say, 2027, Raila's first line of negotiations would have been with William Samoei Ruto. That's what Oburu Odinga is also just trying to speak. So I'm seeing a leader who understood Raila Odinga very well, a leader who is playing Raila Odinga's script to the letter. I'm now more convinced than ever that Oburu Odinga was the right leader for ODM party. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.